Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Cowgirls Sports Network from Learfield, this is Cowgirl Basketball, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming, supporting UW and Cowgirl fans like you. Live fearless. Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on. 21 means 21. With great beer comes great responsibility. Premier Bone and Joint Centers, official team physicians for UW Athletics. We're worthy of Wyoming. Wind River Hotel Casino. Play, stay, win. 2 miles south of Riverton. And by Wyoming Contractors Association, supporting and developing a skilled workforce in construction. Learn more at buildourwyoming.org.
Baker cleans it up. She can't get the first one to go. Second one is good, and she's fouled.
Cowgirl basketball is on the air. Now to courtside. Here's Reese Monaco.
Well, hello, everyone, from wherever you may be listening, and welcome to this presentation of Wyoming Cowgirl Basketball, the Cowgirl Basketball pregame show presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming, supporting the University of Wyoming, and Cowgirl fans like you. Live fearless. Hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Reese Monaco, joined by Coach and Hall of Famer Margie McDonald. And this afternoon, the Cowgirls date with the Idaho State Bengals. And Margie, the Cowgirls coming into this one, riding a modest 3-game losing skid. And one thing that is evidenced during that skid is, the confidence, obviously, offensively. You look at the points that the Cowgirls have put up in those 3 losses, 40, 59, and 46. On the flip side of that, only giving up 55, 65, and 50. So defensively playing well enough to win. Cowgirls need to find their stride again offensively.
Yes, they do. And one of the issues, I think, is like you said, the confidence kind of went south in those 3 games that got off to really slow starts offensively. That needs to be taken care of today.
Well, one thing they also did was get themselves into big holes where they had to fight to climb back. So they're certainly going to have to, stop the defensive runs and stop that. But one thing about it, when the offense isn't there, the defense is certainly playing well. But Cowgirls did show some competitiveness, Margie. Down by 18 in 2 games. Got back to where they tied one of those games. Were down by 1 in another. So the fact that they didn't give up and showed a little bit of grit, showed a little bit of competitiveness. Shows you a little bit more about this team. But right now it's just about all the offense for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, I think you're right, and the grit that they showed me in the second half of each one of those 3 games that they lost is a real positive for this team. Now they have to just figure out how to make that work the entire game instead of just in one half.
The Cowgirls back home after playing 4 of 5 on the road, which is always a good thing. But they're taking on Idaho State today, Margie. And you talk about a team that, being on the road. 6 of their first 8 on the road. 10 of their first 14 will be on the road. And after this game, they will be at Hawaii. So this is an Idaho State team that comes in here with a 5-2 record. Very used to playing on the road. A very talented team, and a team that will, shoot it from 3 and shoot it well from 3.
Yes, and they score a lot of points, this team. So you're absolutely right. Cowgirls, positive is their defense. The positive for Idaho State is the offense. So we'll see how the challenge goes between the 2 teams.
You can see it in some of these girls' faces. They're just, they know they've lost 3 in a row. They know that their offense isn't playing well. They're missing lay-ins. They're missing 10-foot jumpers. They're missing wide-open threes. This is very important for this team today to get a couple of shots to drop early just so they can kind of relax and play the game of basketball instead of squeezing and being tight.
Yeah, I think you're right. The teams that came away with the wins against the Cowgirls did a good job keeping them from taking very many threes, so that reputation may be getting out there that Wyoming is good at shooting threes. Thing of it is they got some good layups inside, wide opens, and they didn't knock them down in the first half. So that's going to be a real issue here in the first part of this game.
Also getting to the free throw line.
Yes.
In those 3 losses, Wyoming not getting to the free throw line, which tells me, Margie, they're kind of settling for the open outside jumper. Of course, games are officiated a little bit differently down in that game tournament in Orlando. Not a lot of calls were made, but that's just something you got to adjust to. But Wyoming has to get back to the free throw line.
Yeah, and then they've got to make them. They had some free throws in all 3 of those games. Didn't shoot very well from the free throw line, so that's going to be an issue again.
Cowgirls and Idaho State. This is the 25th meeting between these schools. Wyoming leads the overall series 19-5. Cowgirls have won the last 9. The last time they played, it was a Wyoming win, 76-40 in Laramie in 2009. Last Idaho State win, 95-92 in overtime in 1999. That was in Pocatello. So Cowgirls and Idaho State here this afternoon. We'll be right back with a little more in-depth look at Idaho State following these messages. This Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Hand-picked, highest quality, guaranteed. We call it Nice Care, and there's no other program like it. We're so confident in the quality of our Nice Care cars and trucks that we'll take care of the engine, transmission, and front and rear axles for 3 months or 3,000 miles. Plus, we'll cover that other stuff: brake pads, tires, bulbs, battery, wiper blades, hoses, spark plugs, and belts for 12 months or 12,000 miles. Stop in at Laramie GM Auto Center today or online at LaramieGM.com. Chevy, find new roads.
For the fearless fans, the ones who refuse to be fair-weathered, all you diehards, you true blues, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming will be right there with you, supporting you every step of the way, with a name that's been trusted for more than 70 years, and the card accepted by over 95% of doctors and specialists, providing strength, security, and the type of passionate support true fans understand. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. Live fearless. Proud supporter of the University of Wyoming and fans like you.
Looking for your Wyoming Cowboys basketball fix this season? Then search no further than the Casper Star-Tribune's Pokes Authority coverage. Whether it's in print, on Trib.com, or social media, the Casper Star-Tribune's Pokes Authority section brings you the most comprehensive coverage of the Cowboys all season long. Visit PokesAuthority.com, like our Pokes Authority Facebook page, and follow UW beat writer Brandon Foster on Twitter to be the first to know all the news about the Cowboys. Visit PokesAuthority.com for your Cowboy news and updates today.
Knee, I didn't think I'd ever wear the brown and gold again. Thanks to Premier Bone and Joint, I was back playing again. As soon as I walked in and I met with the doctor, I knew right away, from when I shook his hand to the end when I got out of surgery, that it was going to be fine. Premier Bone and Joint got me back in the game and competing on a high level, and to this day it still feels awesome.
premier bone and joint centers. We're worthy of Wyoming.
Welcome you back to the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming pregame show. The Cowgirls and Idaho State here this afternoon. Cowgirls looking to snap a 3-game losing skid. Idaho State coming in with a 5-2 mark. Their last game was a loss at Washington State. That was on to December 1st. So this team's playing a lot of games on the road. To take a look at more at Idaho State, here's Margie.
Thanks, Reese. Well, in 1901, the Academy of Idaho was established in Pocatello. Then over the years, the name was changed 4 times, and finally, in 1963, it was renamed Idaho State University. Currently, they have 15,000 students enrolled at Idaho State. Now to this team. They're a member of the Big Sky Conference. The Bengal Tigers went 19-14 overall, 10-8 in conference play last season, and they made it to the championship game of the Big Sky tournament. They upset Northern Colorado in the quarterfinals. They downed Portland in the semis and then lost to Montana State in the championship game. And from that team, they returned 2 starters. The Bengals are currently 5-2, 3 of the wins on the road at Seattle University, and then at number 25 Washington, and at Cal State Irvine. Then they won a home game against College of Idaho and Utah State. Last Friday, as Reese mentioned, they went to Washington State and they lost that one 72-55. Idaho State was picked to finish 7th in the Big Sky preseason poll by the media, 8th by the coaches. Northern Colorado was picked 1, and North Dakota picked 2. Wyoming leads the series 19-5. Last time these teams played was in November 2009, and the Cowgirls won here in Laramie 76-40. This coach, Seton Soboleski, is in his 10th year at Idaho State and is the winningest coach in the history of the program. He topped off the wins last season, 150.
That's our look at Idaho State. We'll be back with scores after this. You're listening to Wyoming Basketball from Learfield.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's so loving. She's so comforting. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Toast, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Welcome you back to the Arena Auditorium, the Cowgirls and Idaho State here this afternoon. And this is the Cowgirl Basketball pregame show presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. supporting the University of Wyoming, and Cowgirl fans like you live fearless. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. These are men's top 25 scores from today. Number 13, North Carolina leading Tulane 42-22 with 3:39 to play in the first half. Number 5, Notre Dame 10 better than St. Francis, 32-22 with 3:40 left in the first half. Number 24, Alabama leading UCF, 32-24, 4 minutes to play in the first there. Also, college football, big day for college football yesterday with a lot of the conference championships and Mountain West Championship going to Boise State. They beat Fresno State 17-14 in Boise last night. Other conference championships, Ohio State over Wisconsin 27-21. It was Clemson pounding Miami 38-3. Georgia rolling over Auburn 28-7. Oklahoma no problems with TCU 41-17. In double overtime, Central Florida gets past Memphis 62-55. Scott Frost on his way to Nebraska. They'll make that announcement today. And the top 4 teams in the College Football Bowl playoffs were announced. Clemson and Georgia, and also along with Alabama getting there, and Oklahoma. We'll know more about the Cowboys bowl situation later on this afternoon. A lot of people saying the Cowboys going to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, but we'll know more about that coming up here in just a couple of hours. That's our scoreboard. We'll have a look around the Mountain West following these messages. This is Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
For the fearless fans, the ones who refuse to be fair-weathered, all you diehards, you true blues. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming will be right there with you, supporting you every step of the way, with a name that's been trusted for more than 70 years, and the card accepted by over 95% of doctors and specialists, providing strength, security, and the type of passionate support true fans understand. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. Live fearless. Proud supporter of the University of Wyoming and fans like you.
Here's something worth shouting.
From the hilltops to the rooftops.
You're a member of an electric cooperative.
And as a member, that means you have a say.
A voice.
In how your co-op is run.
And what's best for the community.
Power to the people.
For the people.
From the people.
Doesn't that sound good?
Learn more about the power of Wyoming's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives
at touchstoneenergy.com.
As we know, government has grown over the years. And now, some Wyoming legislators want to raise your taxes. With potential tax hikes on the way, Wyoming Liberty Group is here, helping to preserve Wyoming's low tax history. We can't do it alone. We need your help. If stopping tax increases is important to you, help us now. If cutting the size of government is important to you, help us now. Visit wyliberty.org and donate today. This message brought to you by the Wyoming Liberty Group. Keep Wyoming strong.
Turn the world's most refreshing beer into courtside cheers. Get the Coors Light XP app to start earning points towards one-of-a-kind experiences and rewards, like exclusive access to your favorite sporting events and Coors Light gear. Coors Light XP. Download it from the App Store today. No purchase necessary in select states. Rewards subject to availability while supplies last. 50 US/DC 21 plus only. See terms in-app and at CoorsLight.com/XP. Great beer, great responsibility. 2017 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Welcome back to the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming pregame show. Cowgirls and Idaho State here this afternoon. Wyoming looking to stop a 3-game road losing skid. Good to be back in the friendly confines of the arena auditorium. Now time to take a look around the Mountain West. Here's Margie.
Thanks, Reese. Well, lots of games this past week since the Cowgirls got that tough loss at Montana State. Air Force is still looking for that first win. They lost lost at the Academy to Colorado Christian 68-66. Then San Diego State beat UC San Diego at home 77-76. Tough games. Then New Mexico won at UTEP 59-35. St. Mary's down Boise State in Boise 74-72. Another close game. And Colorado State won at Denver 61-56. Fresno won on the road at Santa Barbara, 64-57. Then San Francisco was 87 at San Jose State, 81. Montana State, 64 at Utah State, 52. Nevada at number 21 Oregon lost 80 9-49. And then BYU went to Colorado State, and they lost that one as well. Then Nevada, that score at Colorado State was 56-54, close game. So Fresno State lost at Cal State Northridge, 85-72. Montana State lost at Nevada, 67-53. And number 21, Oregon State, was 94 at Utah State, 55. The other games today are San Diego State at Arizona, and Boise State is at Eastern Washington. The standings are led by New Mexico State right now. They're 8-0. Nevada is second at 4-1. Then Colorado State and San Diego State are 4-2. Wyoming 4-3. Nevada 3-3. Boise State 2-3. San Jose State and Fresno State are 2-4. And as I said, Air Force is still looking for a win. They're 0-6. Next up for the Cowgirls is next Saturday, December 9th at Idaho. Game time is 7 p.m. Mountain.
That's our look around the Mountain West. I'll be back with head coach Joe Legursky following these local messages. This is Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I'm little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
Warm place on a cool day. I want to be a bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
On the Cowgirls Sports Network from Learfield, it's time for our pregame visit with head coach Joe Legursky. Once again, here's Reese Monaco.
Welcome back, everyone. Visiting with Cowgirl head coach Joe Legursky just before today's game against Idaho State. And Coach, Cowgirls kind of been road warriors here the last couple of games, 4 out of 5 on the road. Unfortunately, have lost 3 straight. Losing's never easy. How's this team handling this little recent stretch here, Coach?
Well, I'd probably say not well. Confidence is not high, which is normal when teams drop a few games, and we knew setting this schedule up was going to be a challenge. As you mentioned, Reese, 4 or 5 on the road, that's not ideal. 2 of the games back east, but we wanted to challenge this team, and we kept talking to them that this is to set you up to be able to have a little more toughness to you in January and February. Right now, that's confidence is low. From an offensive standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, they feel very comfortable about themselves. So we're going to need some shots to go down today, and we're going to need them to go early. And if that happens, then you see the confidence change immediately. That's the best part about with young teams, is that the confidence does come and go, but it can come back as quickly as it left.
I was going to ask about the offense, Coach, because a lot of times, just keep playing. What we're seeing though is missed lay-ins and not taking the open shot when they have it. Does other teams design, or is that just, like you said, a confidence thing?
It's an indecision and confidence, and when that's, as I said, leaves, you're not quite sure whether to shoot or pass, and then when you decide to shoot, you're not quite sure that it's going to go in. And so we do more shooting drills, we do more talking about things. One of the things I always tell them is, if you're open, shoot the basketball. If you don't make shots, that's my fault for keeping you in the game. But it's not as simple as that to try to take some pressure off of them. But, you're right, Reese. We miss some lay-ins, we miss open 10-footers, and then I think one of the bigger keys we've looked at is we have not gotten to the free throw line as much. When we win, I think we're 50 of 59 from the free throw line. When we lose, we've only taken, I think, 25 free throw shots combined. I know against Montana State we are 6 of 10. Once again, that comes out with we're not being aggressive enough offensively, and that's something we talked about going in today's game with Idaho State. We need to attack more.
Coach, Idaho State team coming in here 5-2. This is a very talented basketball team. What do they do that concerns you?
Well, they're very experienced. They're led by a redshirt senior, so that's a fifth-year player. They're junior, senior oriented, or if you do see a sophomore, it's a redshirt sophomore, which would throw her into that junior class. They'll on-ball screen you, but they really play well together, and they are aggressive. And once again, by design, we've challenged ourselves. And there's no doubt about that. We need to respond to this challenge. And one of the things we talked about is getting back to trying to get better today. Quit worrying about winning and losing as much, whether your shot's going in or not going in. Walk off the court today knowing you got better. Idaho State does present those problems. They all can play out on the perimeter. They shoot the ball. They're very aggressive, and they're very physical. And that's going to be a key today, Reese, is to see how we match with the physicalness of today's game.
One thing about this team, Coach, after 2 games where they dug themselves big holes, really competed and came back and got into those games. Are you happy with that kind of competitiveness that they showed to dig down and get themselves back into games?
Yeah, that shows you the character of the player. And we've been down, and they just don't give in. We talk about winning 5-minute segments, getting back into the game little by little. And, we even have a shot at the end. Not a good look to tie Montana State, but we did enough down the stretch to give us that shot. And I was happy about that. Now, the second quarter was just poor offensively, and we cannot dig ourselves or continue to dig ourselves into that kind of hole. Hopefully, being at home today gives us the energy, we feel comfortable, and we get off to a good start.
You mentioned maybe tweaking some lineups, looking at different combinations. You going to do that today?
We are, Reese. We got to try some different things to just maybe get a basket when it's not going well. And that may mean you may see different players out there on the court. You're going to see an adjustment in minutes. Those are things that are going to happen today. And but every kid still has the opportunity. If they're playing well, then all those thoughts go out the window. And if somebody's not playing well, then we got to give somebody else an opportunity. And we made some calculations of where we think we can get some points, and we'll see what happens.
Please be warned. Visitors who ascend to this altitude of 7,220 feet above sea level may experience increased respiration, irregular heart rates, dizziness, and extreme fatigue.
Welcome to the Double A at 7220. How's your oxygen?
And now let's read the starting lineup for the visiting Idaho State Eagles.
At guard forward, a 6-foot redshirt junior from Bainbridge Island, Washington, wearing number 2, Grace Kenyon. At guard, a 5'10 junior from Avondale, Arizona, wearing number 3, Sailor Grandin. At guard, a 5'7 sophomore from Croatia, wearing number 5, Dora Golish. At forward, a 6'2 redshirt sophomore from Monmouth, Oregon, wearing number 11, Sai Tapasa. And at guard, a 5'8 redshirt senior from Auckland, New Zealand, wearing number 12, Brooke Blair. The Bengals are coached by Seaton Sobolewski, assisted by Mike Trehill, Ryan Johnson, and Brianna Miller. The starting lineup for your Wyoming Cowgirl. At forward, a 5'8 sophomore from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, wearing number 4, Taylor Rusk. At forward, a 6'2 junior from Denver, Colorado, wearing number 23, Bailey Cotton. At guard, a 5'7 junior from Barcelona, Spain, wearing number 22, Clara Tapia. At forward, a 6-foot senior from Parker, Colorado, wearing number 14, Natalie Baker. And at guard, a 5'11 senior from Missoula, Montana, wearing number 13, Liv Roberts. Your head coach in his 15th year is Joe Legursky, assisted by Gerald Madison, Boyan Yankovic, Heather Ezel, and Fallon Lewis.
For their last 3. Good to be back in this arena auditorium in those home white uniforms and not those road browns, but Idaho State used to those road blacks that they're in. Tap is up. It's won by Cotton, and the Cowgirls will have it first. Attacking to the left, Taylor Rusk, right side way outside. At the top to Roberts, high left to Tapia, swing left side on the angle to Baker. Now at the top to Rusk. Thought about the 3. Swings to Roberts, right side. Now back up top. Tapia works off the screen of Cotton. Kick back out to Baker. 10 on the shot clock. Baker at the top to Tapia for 3. That's good.
Good start right there. Cowgirls moved the ball really well and was able to set the screen to get her open.
Clara Tapia knocks down the first 3. Now back the other way. Idaho State. Bounce pass high left to Tapasa. Tapasa hands off to Grandin. Grandin gives back to Tapasa on the block. The ball rolls off of her foot out of bounds. It'll be Cowgirl basketball.
Yeah, that was tried to be a screen and roll, but the pass wasn't very good.
Right side outside, Rusk. Swing it around left side to Roberts against this man. Feed down to Rusk, down on the block. Rusk puts it up and in.
And there's that little layup we've been looking for.
5-0. Cowgirls off to an early lead. Golish into the front court, guarded by Tapia. Golish with the left hand, bounce pass to Kenyon, elbow at the free throw line. Kenyon will go right at Natalie Baker. Kenyon leaves the layup short, and there's Bailey Cotton with the rebound. Cowgirls want to push the pace. Tapia quickly into the front court, backs it back out right side. Now Roberts, right side beyond the arc, and between the rings to Rusk. High left, Baker. Baker swings back left side outside. Tapia at the top to Cotton. Cotton dribble drive. Cotton draws the contact. There's going to be a blocking foul as Tapasa tried to draw the charge, and that's going to go against Tapasa, her first team foul, and that'll put Bailey Cotton at the free throw line.
You know, Bailey got the pass out above the three-point line on top. She just dribbled it right in and drew the foul. Good job.
First shot on the way is no good. Coming into the game, Cotton an 81% free throw shooter. Cowgirls as a team shooting 79% from the line. Second one for Cotton is good. So Cowgirls off to the quick 6-0 lead. Idaho State quickly into the front court. Blair kicks left side outside to Grandin. Grandin skip past top of the key to Tapasa. Tapasa looks left, gives up left. That's Golish. Golish works off the screen left side. Golish dribble drive down along the right end line. Good ball movement from Idaho State to get the three from high left from Blair. That's no good. Long rebound Cowgirls. Cowgirls will push into the front court. Tapia gives to Baker. Baker dribbles down left end line, brings it back up top. Now Cotton at the free throw line. Rusk wide open at the top for three. No good. Liv Roberts fights for the rebound. Ball punched out of her hands. It's going to be gathered in by Golish. Golish, long pass into the front court to Blair. Blair, dribble drive, going to be fouled by Taylor Rusk as she was going into the lane. So Taylor picks up her first team foul. 6-0, Wyoming with the early lead, 7:48 to play in the first quarter. On the inbound, Grandin. There's going to be an offensive foul, a moving screen. This is going to go on Tapasa. So that'll be her second. That'll get Irene Vicente off the bench, a 6'2 sophomore from Spain.
Yeah, Clara had that foul happen. She's not supposed to switch when she goes over the top. That's when she got the foul on the screen.
Russ gives to Roberts. Now high left to Tapia. Tapia will dribble off right side to Roberts. Roberts on the angle at the free throw line to Rusk. Taylor dribbling, kick up top to Roberts. Roberts drives in, stops, spins in the lane. Got it to go with the floater.
There we go. Liv needed that one. That's her first shot of this game. Good.
Cowgirls off to an 8-0 lead here in the early going with 7:20 to play in the first quarter. Grandin picks up the dribble, swings it around. Right side outside, that's Vicente. Skip pass left side. Now feed down low on the block to Kenyon. Kenyon going to get tied up by Bailey Cotton. Bailey Cotton going to get called, or it's going to be a tie-up, I guess.
Yeah. That was good help on the backside by Bailey Cotton that time.
13 on the shot clock. Idaho State inbounds to Vicente in the right corner. Vicente hands back to Grandin. Grandin steps back, takes the three. That's front rimmed. Rebound gathered in by Cotton. Cotton hands off to Clara. Clara into the front court. Clara gives off to Rusk, right side. High right. Picks up her dribble. Back between the rings to Baker. Swing left side to Roberts. Now on the block. Kick up top, wide open. Rusk for three. That rims in and out. Ripping the rebound is Golish. Golish will turn and push into the front court. Golish goes right at Tapia. Golish draws the contact, banks it in, and she's fouled.
Yeah, Golish was just going to the basket. That's all there was to it on that one.
So Golish will step to the line and try to complete the three-point play. She's a 75% free throw shooter. Checking into the game will be Estefania, Ors into the game. Another sophomore from Spain. Golas from Croatia. Free throw is no good. Rebound Natalie Baker. 8-2. Cowgirls with the 6-point lead. 6:30 to play. Roberts gives back to Tapia. Now at the top to Baker. Pump fakes the three. Drives down towards left end line. Back up top Rusk. High right Roberts. Liv thought about the three. Looks in. Now popping out left side on the angle is Rusk. Feed on the left block to Cotton. Cotton looking, still looking. Bailey in the lane. She'll go up, and she's fouled. Vicente going to pick up the personal foul. That'll send Bailey Cotton to the free throw line.
Ridley's Family Markets is the official supermarket of Wyoming athletics and Poke fans, and is a proud supporter of Wyoming Cowgirl basketball.
Cotton 1 for 2 at the free throw line. First one is no good, so now 1 for 3. Slajana Rakovich checks into the game for Wyoming. Madison Heinrichs will check in for Idaho State. Liv Roberts will get a rest. Rakovich, the 6-foot junior from Montenegro. Cotton's second one is good. So Bailey with 2 points. It's a 9-2 Wyoming lead. 6:12 to play. Tapia stops a little bit of progress. Now Grace Kenyon will jog it into the front court with the right hand. Swing it around right side outside to Orrs. Orrs kicks back outside to Kenyon. Kenyon drive into the lane. Now a little fadeaway in the lane is good.
Yeah, she just took it right at Natalie Baker that time. Good offensive play, really.
Cowgirls 3 of 5 shooting. Idaho State 2 for 5. 9-4, Wyoming with the 5-point lead. Baker bobbles, runs it down in the left corner. Back high left to Tapia. Tapia looking inside, nothing there. Now gives up high right to Rusk. Rusk can't find anything inside. Will dribble off left side to Tapia. 10 on the shot clock. Clara at the top. Now to Rakovich. Feed to Baker in the right corner for 3. That's no good. Tapia the follow, and she's going to be fouled. Clara crashing the boards and picks up the rebound, and she'll also step to the line. Madison Heinrichs, the personal foul. So Cowgirls getting to the free throw line here early.
Yes, they were. That 3 by Natalie Baker didn't even draw iron, but Clara was there.
Well, it's one thing to get to the free throw line. It's another thing to convert at the free throw line. Wyoming is 2 for 5 at the line. Tapia, her second, is good. So Clara has 4. Cowgirls lead 10-4. Into the front court is Heinrichs. Heinrichs, she'll hand it off to Blair. Blair, dribble drive down the left side. Blair scoop shot up is no good. Caught in the rebound. Cowgirls want to run. They have numbers. Tapia, crossover dribble. Tapia brings it back out. Now kicks to Gomez for 3. That's good!
Nice fast break.
And a timeout taken by Idaho State. Seton Soboleski sees the Cowgirls off and running and building a 9-point lead. Wyoming leads 13-4 with 5:06 to play in the first quarter. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Are you a Wyoming basketball fan? Start earning points toward game tickets with Coors Light XP. Download it from the App Store today. Remember, 21 means 21.
13-4, Cowgirls with the lead. Tapia hounding in the backcourt. Bengals bring it across. Working it around right side, outside Blair. Blair with Rusk in front of her. Brings it back to Orrs at the top. Orrs turns the corner. Orrs drives in. Orrs bank shot, rims in and out. Rebound tipped out and gathered in by Rusk. Rusk to Tapia. Clara quickly into the front court. Gives up to Gomez. Now high right Rusk. High left Tapia. Swing left side to Rakovich. Lob inside to Cotton. Ball stripped away from behind. Picked up by Kenyon. Kenyon, good help defense coming in from the backside. Kenyon will jog into the front court. Kenyon gives it to Heinrichs. Heinrichs drives into the lane, has the ball stripped away. Rusk up with the loose ball. Now to Tapia. Clara into the front court up the far side. 13-4, Wyoming with the lead. 4:15 to play in the first quarter. Rakovic looks in, feeds inside. Ball tipped out of bounds by Kenyon. Tried to get it to Cotton on the lob. Rochelle Tucker will check into the game for Wyoming. Bailey Cotton will get a break. Liv Roberts into the game, and Taylor Rusk will get a break. Rochelle Tucker, the 6'2 junior from Pierce, Nebraska. Roberts on the inbound, just to the right of the Cowgirl basket. 16 on the shot clock. Lobs it into Tucker. Tucker will give it back out to Tapia. Now to Roberts. 10 feet into Tucker. Tucker. Turnaround jumper, banks it in. Rochelle Tucker with the kiss off the glass, and the Cowgirls now lead by 11, 15-14, or 15-4, pardon me.
Yeah, that was really a good shot by Tucker. She just turned around and threw it over.
Golish picks up the dribble, top of the key to Kenyon. Kenyon looks inside, nothing there. Now right side to Orrs. Orrs dribble drive, backhand pass down inside the lane. Vicente, there'll be a double dribble.
Yeah.
Is it Tapasa, pardon me, was the one that double dribbled it down low.
That was excuse me, Reese, that was really a good defensive effort by the Cowgirls.
15-4, Wyoming with the lead. Roberts, left side on the angle, looking into to Tucker. They get it to her, but the ball punched away. Tucker runs down the loose ball, gives it back to Roberts. Now to Rakovic, left side. Rakovic skips it to Gomez, bounce pass to Roberts. Roberts looking in. Now Roberts double team, finds Rakovic. Slajana will drive in. Slajana gives it to Tucker. Her little jumper rolls around and goes.
All right, good job that time. Slajana made that one happen.
Rochelle Tucker, the last 4 points for the Cowgirls as they've built a 17-4 lead over Idaho State. Brandon to Orrs. Orrs lob. Now give it to Tapasa at the top. To Orrs for three. That's good.
That was really good ball movement that time. Cowgirls got to move a little quicker than that.
8 3-pointer made on the season for Stefania Orrs. She's 8 of 22 now. Idaho State loves to shoot the three, and they are very good at it. It's a talented Bengals team. Roberts picks up the dribble, top of the key to Tapia. Tapia swings to Gomez, left side on the angle, looking into Tucker, posting up. Now Gomez to Roberts. Roberts spins, ball stripped away. Roberts up with it, works to Gomez, left side for three. That's good!
Nice job. Liv almost fumbled it, but then she got back, made the pass out, and good shot by Marta.
Second first quarter three-pointer for Marta Gomez, 20-7. Wyoming with the lead, 2:10 to play. Now a loose ball gathered in by Orrs. Orrs, high left, high right. Orrs gives up to Golish. Golish, crossover dribble, picks the dribble up at the top to Kenyon. Kenyon will drive, fake right, drive in, lay it up and in.
Yeah, I thought maybe somebody, the Cowgirls, would step in and try to take the charge on that one.
20-9, Wyoming. 3 for 6 from beyond the arc in the first quarter. Rakovic gives to Roberts, and Roberts going to be fouled by Grace Kenyon. That is the 5th team foul, so Liv will be at the free throw line shooting 2.
Yeah, good job that time, just handling the ball, making good, swift passes.
So Roberts, the senior from Missoula, 78% free throw shooter. Shot on the way is no good. Cowgirls now 3 of 7 from the line. Taylor Rusk will come into the game for Wyoming. Clara Tapia will get a rest. Vicente into the game along with Blair for Idaho State.
Yeah, Coach Joe's trying to make sure everybody knows who they're covering on defense.
Roberts second is also no good. Rebound to the ground, and Vicente up with it. We'll give to Golish, long pass, and the quick lay-in won't go. Getting too far under the basket was Delaney Moore. She couldn't convert, but boy, Idaho State got down the floor in a hurry.
They did. That was a good fast break effort.
Cowgirls 3 of 8 from the free throw line. Rakovic stumbles, and there's going to be a foul. This is going to be called against Golish, so that'll send Rakovic to the free throw line. Golish and Rakovic got tied up, and I think because Slajana kind of stumbled, that's what drew the foul. See if the Cowgirls can heat up at the free throw line a little bit. Shot on the way is good for Rakovic. That's her first point. Cowgirls now 4 of 9 from the line. Rakovic is second. Takes a deep breath, toes it, eyes it, fires it, and that's front rim. Cowgirls now 4 of 10, 21-19. Wyoming with the lead. Right side, outside, Grandin. Grandin off the screen, turns the corner left side. Grandin all the way down. High bank shot won't drop. She's fouled, though, and will go to the line. Marta Gomez picks up the personal foul. That'll send Sailor Grandin to the free throw line, a 62% free throw shooter. So the Cowgirls wanted to get to the line. They are, and they're not making them. Grandin
Not yet.
gets the first one to go. 4 of 10 from the line, and they lead by 11 with 1:12 to play in the first quarter, 21-10. Grandin's second shot is also good. Her first two. It's a 10-point Wyoming lead with 1:10 to play here in the first quarter. Rakovich running the point, finds Roberts right side, way outside. Roberts high right to Rusk, now high left Cotton, swing it left side to Rakovich. She'll dribble at the free throw line. Pass tipped out, gathered in by Gomez. Rusk now in the right corner with it over her head. Rakovich at the top, drives in, loses the handle on the ball, gathers it back up, throws it up. It won't drop. A lot of contact. There was a hand that got on that ball for the block. Now Blair will dribble, drive down, rebound, throws it up and over the rim. Cowgirls with the rebound. Taylor Rusk into the front court. Rusk finds Gomez, wide open for three. Got it!
3 for 3, right?
3 for 3. That's 9 for Gomez. 3 threes in the first quarter. 21 seconds to play. Cowgirls lead 24-11. Idaho State will set up for the final shot. Golish out near center court, just dribbling with either hand, just left, right, left, right. Now with 8, she'll work off the screen. Golish picks up the dribble, and they're going to be tied up by Bailey Cotton on the possession arrow. It'll be Cowgirl basketball.
Good job, Bailey. Just reach in and grab the ball.
So 4.8 seconds for the Cowgirls to try to get something down the floor. Gomez inbounds to Rusk. Rusk, a crossover dribble. Rusk with one. Rusk running, throws it. Oh, off the front of the rim. It won't go, but the Cowgirls got off to the start that they wanted as they lead this one 24-11 heading into the second quarter. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Than ever from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. Open enrollment ends December 15th, so take a look at it at wyomingblue.com.
24-11, Cowgirls with the first quarter lead. Idaho State will have the ball to start play here in the second, and Golish gives it at the free throw line to Tapasa. Tapasa hands off to Kenyon. Wanted to drive right side. That's cut off. Picks up the dribble on the block. Steps through, shot up, blocked by Cotton. Lots of contact there. Bailey will control it. Gives to Rusk, pardon me. Taylor finds Rakovich. Rakovich at the top to Roberts. Roberts dribbling off right side, still well beyond the arc. And now there's going to be an offensive foul. This will go against Taylor Rusk. Her second, first team foul.
I wasn't watching that. It was off the ball. Did you see it happen?
Just a moving screen.
Was it? Okay.
Cowgirls give it back. Skylar Snodgrass will check into the game for the Cowgirls. She'll come in for Taylor Rusk. Snodgrass, the 5'10 senior from Wichita. 24-11, and Clara Tapia will run right into the big screen being set at midcourt by Sai Tapasa, and Tapasa goes to the ground, and Clara gets called with the foul. A little bit of, I find it hard to believe that Clara could run over Tapasa.
There's a little bit difference in
you know
size.
what? You got to sell that sometimes, and I think she did. So no problems with that. Just a big size advantage there. Backhand pass out to Kenyon. Kenyon drives, free throw line. Kenyon kicks back out to Tapasa. Now to Blair. Blair, 8 on the shot clock, picks up the dribble. Golish, high left. Golish, dribble drives, attacks the basket. Bounce, bank shot won't go. Comes off the front of the rim. There with the rebound is Liv Roberts. Roberts to Tapia. Tapia gives to the trailer Roberts. Liv swings it to Snodgrass left side. Snodgrass now to Gomez. Gomez to Roberts. Roberts drives in. Tapia thought about the three, gives back to Roberts. Roberts has the ball tipped away, gathers it back in. Now bounce pass to Cotton to Gomez for 3. That's good. 4 in a row for Marta Gomez. That's 12 for Marta. 27-11. Cowgirls lead by 16 with 8:30 to play in the first half. Golish to Grandin. Grandin at the top, swing it around to Blair, and now there'll be a moving screen. This is going to go on to Tapasa. That'll be her 3rd.
Wow, 3 fouls on their post player in the second quarter.
Off the bench, Irene Vicente will check in. Also checking into the game, Stefania Orrs. Blair coming out of the game, 17-11. Cowgirls with the early 16-point lead here. 8:20 to play in the first half. Wyoming 5 of 8 from 3. Roberts right side way outside to Snodgrass. High left Tapia, swing left side to Gomez. Gomez looking into Roberts, posting up at the top to Tapia. Clara dribbles off, looks into Cotton, now swings to Snodgrass to Tapia. Clara drives in, bounce pass, Roberts. Roberts shot blocked away by Kenyon. Gathered by Grandin. Grandin into the front court. Grandin goes right at Gomez. Can't get the lay in to go. Rebound falls to the ground. Tiptoeing the end line is Cotton. She will come up with it. Now to Tapia. Tapia long pass to Gomez into the front court. Gomez left side to Roberts. Roberts now to Snodgrass at the top. Swing it around to Tapia. Tapia, high right, backs it out. Gives to Cotton, now to Gomez. Gomez backhand pass to Cotton. Cotton has the ball stripped away. Now there's a loose ball scramble, and Idaho State up with it. Golish into the front court. Golish, pull-up jumper in the lane, rims in and out, gets her own miss, shuffles it to Kenyon, but Kenyon was on the end line, and it'll be Cowgirl basketball.
Yeah, good effort that time. They did the fast break, but Clara was right there to cover the shot.
Into the game, Madison Heinrichs, also Blair will check into the game. 27-11. Wyoming with the lead, 7:12 to play. Gomez at the top of the key, works to Snodgrass. The 3 is no good. Rebound. Falls to the floor. Kenyon will scoop it up. Kenyon sprints into the front court. Kenyon, dribble drive. Kenyon can't get it to drop. Is fouled, though, by Marta Gomez. That'll be her 2nd. That'll send Grace Kenyon to the free throw line.
This moment brought to you by the Wyoming Liberty Group. The Wyoming Liberty Group helps you stay informed about our state government. We can be stronger without raising taxes. Let's work together to demand transparency in Wyoming. Learn more at wyliberty.org.
Gomez and Roberts check out. Rakovich and Baker back in. Kenyon gets the first one to go. Shield will get one more, and that is good. 6 now for Kenyon. 27-13, Cowgirls with the lead. Idaho State 4 for 5 at the free throw line. Delaney Moore, 6-foot freshman from Gilroy, California, checking into the game for Idaho State. They'll stay in that man. Snodgrass, high left Tapia. Tapia looks in, dribbles off right side. She'll give it off to Skylar. Skylar right side, way outside, has Blair's hand in her face. Lobs top of the key to Cotton. Cotton hands off to Tapia. 11 on the shot clock. Clara, crossover dribble, now to Rakovich. Rakovich will drive in. Right hand is good.
Good aggressive move by Slojana. Way to go.
29-13, Blair picks up the dribble. Blair Nowhere to go with it, into the right corner to Vicente, and now there'll be a foul, and this is going to go on Wyoming, and it's going to go on Skylar Snodgrass. That is her first.
Yeah, those two
fourth
players,
team foul.
Those two players were pushing and shoving each other outside, and then when they charged inside, Skylar got a little bit aggressive.
On the inbound, Blair into the right corner to Orrs. Orrs dribbles off her foot, but it bounces straight out to Heinrichs. Heinrichs picks up the dribble. Orrs into the lane. Orrs tried to dish underneath, tipped up by Cotton, stolen away by Bailey. To Tapia. Clara into the front court. Finds the trailer, Rakovic. Thought about the three, now pull up at the free throw line. That's off the front of the rim. Bailey Cotton up high will gather in the rebound. Cowgirls will reload and get another shot. Baker, right side, way outside, looks in at the top to Rakovic. Now swinging left side to Snodgrass. Snodgrass to Tapia, now to Cotton. Swing right side to Rakovic. Slajana between the leg dribble. Gives it out to Snodgrass. 10 on the shot clock. 9 on the shot clock. Tapia. At the top, crossover dribble, finds Cotton underneath. She'll go up his bump, draws the contact. That's the second on Vicente. That'll send Bailey Cotton to the free throw line.
Okay, got another chance here, Bailey. Make them both.
Cowgirls 4 for 10 at the line. 29-6-13. Wyoming has built the 16-point lead.
Bailey is taking her time.
She's taking her time.
Yeah.
A deep breath. Shot on the way is good.
There you go.
So Cotton has 3, all of them at the free throw line. We'll get one more. Toes it, eyes it, fires it, and that's good. 4 now for Bailey. 31-13 Cowgirl lead. Blair into the front court, right side, crossover dribble, picks up the dribble, works down into the right corner. Now back up top to Heinrichs. Heinrichs works off the screen. She'll turn the corner left side. Scoop shot, no good. Rebound is pulled down by Idaho State. The putback won't drop, but Moore is there to grab the miss, and her putback won't go. She's fouled by Skylar Snodgrass, and that'll send a Delaney Moore to the free throw line.
Yeah, Cowgirls are doing a pretty good job rebounding, but that time they missed it 3 times.
44% free throw shooter at the line. First one kicks off the front of the rim and goes in. Idaho State now 4 for 4 at the line. Nicole Murugaran checks into the game for Idaho State. Murugaran, a 6'2" junior from Madrid, Spain. Second one is also good for Moore. Idaho State not afraid to go to their bench. Their bench this season outscoring their opponent's bench 81-43.
Wow.
And they play 11 players constantly. 31-15, Cowgirls with the lead. Tapia gives to Snodgrass. Snodgrass dribbles off right side, gives back to Clara. High left to Cotton, or pardon me, to Baker. Feed inside to Cotton, posting up left block. Cotton will face up. Bailey in the lane, through the lane to Rakovic. Slajana backing in. Slajana bobbles, but Tapia up with the loose ball. 5 on the shot clock. Tapia back out to Rakovic. Rakovic running right hand, skims off the front. Cotton rips the rebound. Cowgirls will reset.
Okay, one up is what they're going to play now. Oh, yeah, this is a good offense.
Tapia, crossover dribble, now between the legs, works off the screen of Cotton, backs it back out, high left to Baker. Baker picks up the dribble, now to Rakovic left side. Slajana guiding traffic, works off the screen of Baker. Slajana drives in, and she's going to travel with it. Slajana goes to the ground, and she'll turn it over. That's the 4th turnover for Wyoming. Timeout on the floor. 4:23 to play in the first half. 31-15, Wyoming with the lead. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Be there when an incredible college basketball season becomes absolute madness. Don't miss the 2018 Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, March 5th through the 10th in Las Vegas. The only way to experience the madness is to be there. Get tickets now at your favorite team's athletic ticket office or visit the MW.com/2018. The Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Experience the madness.
It'll be Idaho State basketball in the backcourt after the Cowgirl turnover. That is the 4th Wyoming turnover. Idaho State with 8. Cowgirls have 10 points off those 8 Idaho State turnovers. Golish with it on the string between the rings. Still dribbling off left side. We'll find Kenyon. Now Blair at the top of the key. Blair with Snodgrass in front of her. Drives left side of the lane, and she'll travel with it.
Yeah,
She's
good job
visiting
that
with
time.
the official. I didn't necessarily notice the travel, but
Yeah, me either.
I'm not the one that matters, contrary to a lot of people's beliefs. Tapia dribbling at the elbow right, now backs it back out, high left to tap to Baker, left side to Rakovic. Rakovic wanted to drive, now kicks outside to Snodgrass to Tapia. Tapia down into the right corner between the leg dribble. 9 on the shot clock, 8 on the shot clock. Baker drives left end line. Baker collision, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Natalie Baker will pick up the personal foul. Good job rotating over and getting under that drive from Baker by the Bengals.
Yeah, that's right. That was good defense on their part.
3:35, 16-point Wyoming lead, 31-15, 3:30 to play. Elbow left, Kenyon thought about the shot, now to Blair. Blair looking inside, nothing there. Kenyon drive into the lane, bounce pass along the right end line. Murugarden goes up, shot blocked by Cotton. Murugarden will run it back down along the end line. Give back outside to Golish with 6. Golish works off the screen. Golish drives in. Golish running floater, no good. Rebound, run down along the end line by Rakovic. Quick outlet to Tapia. Tapia into the front court. Crossover dribble, gives it back outside to Snodgrass. Now Baker. Baker high left. Baker looks in, nothing there. Both teams kind of slowed down here a little bit offensively. Baker has the ball knocked away, but she's going to be fouled in the post, picking up the personal foul. That's going to go against Brooke Blair, her first, just the 3rd team foul on the Bengals. Back into the game, Vicente also back into the game. Sailor Grandin. Cowgirls will inbound just to the right of their own basket. Liv Roberts checking in, and she'll come in for Skylar Snodgrass. Skylar getting her first significant minutes of the season.
Good.
Gets a nice round of applause coming off the floor as well. Roberts looking, well, lob it back out to Tapia. Cowgirls will set up. Rakovic, high left, gives off to Roberts, left side on the angle. 2:42 to play in the first half, 31-15. Wyoming working it around the perimeter. Baker right side, in on the right block to Rakovic, skips underneath to Cotton, who can't get the lay-in, gets her own miss, puts it up and in.
Nice pass by Slojana.
That's 6 for Bailey, 33-15, an 18-point Wyoming lead. It's their largest lead of the game. Golish, bounce pass at the free throw line. That's Vicente. Vicente hands to Kenyon. Kenyon backing it out right side. Kenyon still with it on the dribble, backs in, and she'll walk with it as she backs in. And another turnover for Idaho State. That is their 10th.
Yeah, what caused that is when Liv went in to help out on the ball and she shuffled her feet.
2:05 to play, 33-15. Top of the key, Tapia thought about the wide open 3, now works left off the screen of Cotton, come back right side, Roberts, she'll step back for 3. Hard off the back of the iron, rebound tipped out. It's going to be gathered in by Grandin. Long lead pass to Kenyon. Kenyon goes right at Rakovic. Rakovic going to get called for the personal foul. She got back, tried to draw the charge, and that'll send Idaho State to the free throw line. That'll be the first on Rakovic. Kenyon at the free throw line. She's 2 for 2. At the stripe here this afternoon.
Yeah, Slojana was trying to draw the charge, but if you're going to draw the charge, you're going to have to probably be on the ground. And she was in the air.
First one goes. That's 7 now for Kenyon, right near her average of 9. Second one is also good. Idaho State continues to stay hot at the free throw line. Now 6 for 6 at the free throw line. 33-17, 1:40 to play. Tapia at the elbow right. We'll back it back out beyond the arc. Now wanted to drive, kicks it back to Baker. Baker to Rakovic. Rakovic looks in, nothing there. Now Rakovic at the free throw line. Pull up is no good. Rebound taken in by Grandin. Grandin to Kenyon. Long lead pass into the front court to Orrs. Orrs bounce pass to Kenyon on the right block. Backing in on Tapia. Will put it up and in.
Yeah,
Idaho State making a little run here late in the first half. They've cut the 18-point Cowgirl lead down to 14, 33-19. Baker. Lob inside to Cotton, backside help. Cotton kicks it back out to Rakovic, who will drive in. Rakovic, lots of contact. She'll go to the line, picking up the personal foul. That's going to go against Vicente. That'll be her third. 56 seconds to play. That'll send Slajana Rakovic to the line. Wyoming just 50% at the free throw line, 6 of 12. From Bezolo Pole Montenegro gets the first one to go. So Slajana now with 4. Clara Tapia checking out of the game. And Slajana will get her second.
And she just recognized she's going to play the point.
Second one is also good. So Rakovic now with 5. Quickly the other way, Grandin. Grandin between the leg dribble, right side, looks the backside lob, tipped up and stolen away by Cotton. Tried to get the backside lob to Murugaran, and Bailey Cotton with another great steal. Bailey playing well in the post today.
Yes.
Bailey held
All
as well.
that.
Speaking of
Yeah.
being in the post, she just got blasted as she was working her way down. That foul is going to go on Nicole Murugaran. So she'll step to the line. Bailey. Cowgirls have taken 14 free throws here in the first half. First one on the way is no good. 8 of 15 now. Cotton is 4 of 7. Get one more. And that is good as it bounces twice on the back of the rim and then drops. 7 now for Cotton. 36-19, 33 seconds to play in the first half. Brandon picks up the dribble, works right side. That's Murugaran. Ball stolen away by Snodgrass, and she can't gather it in along the end line, but good defense there by Schuyler to step in front of that passing lane.
Yeah, she got a hand slap from all of her teammates.
18 on the shot clock. Lob down low on the inbound to Kenyon, who puts it up and in. Nice inbounds play from Idaho State.
Yeah.
Cowgirls will play for the final shot. No shot clock. 14 on the game clock. 36-21, a 15-point Wyoming lead down to 8. Rakovic will drive right side. Rakovic draws the contact, puts it up and over the rim, and the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and Idaho State will have 1 second to try and get a shot off. Kenyon inbound to Blair, and Idaho State will just let the clock tick away, but a very good first half for the Wyoming Cowgirls as they'll go into the locker room with a 15-point lead over Idaho State, 36-21. And Wyoming, well, the only thing you can point to in the first half here, Margie, was the free throw line, and we'll talk about that when we come back. That's the end of the first half with the score, Wyoming 36, Idaho State 21. We're back with the first half recap and first half stats on the Cowgirl Basketball Halftime Show following these messages. It's Wyoming Basketball from Learfield. Reese Monaco, Margie McDonald back at the Arena Auditorium. 36-21. Cowgirls leading Idaho State. Cowgirls will send out Liv Roberts, Natalie Baker, Clara Tapia, Bailey Cotton, and Taylor Rusk. Idaho State will go with Grace Kenyon, Sailor Grandin, Adora Golish, Cy Tapasa, and Brooke Blair. Cowgirls will have ball to start play here in the second half. Cowgirls attacking to the right. Idaho State comes out in a man-to-man. Liv Roberts feeds down low inside to Rusk. Rusk kicks it back up to top. Tapia wide open for three. That rims in and out. Rebound tipped out, gathered in by Blair. Blair, long pass into the front court to Golish. Golish works off the screen to the pick and roll. Now Golish will drive in, going to be fouled by Taylor Rusk. That'll be the third on Taylor, and that'll send Idaho State to the free throw line.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd called the foul on the player that pushed Bailey Cotton to the floor.
So Golish will step to the line, a 75% free throw shooter. Idaho State 8 of 9 at the free throw line in the first half. They're getting it done at the line.
Yep.
And Golish picks up her third point. Takes a deep breath. Second one is also good. 4 for her. 36-23, 13-point Wyoming lead, 9:30 to play in the third quarter. Baker gives up to Rusk. Rusk at the top, looking inside, nothing there. Now Baker right side on the angle, looking into Roberts. Roberts posting up. Out the top to Cotton. Cotton looks in, swings left side to Rusk. 10 on the shot clock. Now to Tapia with 9. Tapia right side, drives into the lane. Kicks back out to Baker, 5, into Roberts. Roberts spins baseline. Roberts draws the contact, and Roberts will go to the free throw line. Grace Kenyon going to get called for the personal foul.
Good job that time by Liv Roberts. Time was going out, and she just posted up low.
Now time for the Cowgirls to start converting at the free throw line. A senior from Missoula toes it, eyes it, fires it, and that's good.
All right.
Liv's second, and Roberts will get one more, and Seton Soboleski asking for an explanation on the foul, and he's getting it. Roberts misses the second one. Golish the rebound, and her cross-court pass intercepted by Taylor Rusk. Rusk into the front court. Taylor finds Tapia, right side, outside. Tapia looking in, nothing there. Now at the top to Roberts, swings to Tapia in the right corner, feed into Baker. Baker trapped along the end line, better get it out, and there'll be a 3-second call on Natalie.
Coach Joe tried to call the timeout, and the ref didn't hear him.
Another turnover for the Cowgirls. It's a 15-point or 14-point Wyoming lead, pardon me. Golish to Kenyon. Kenyon at the top, right side. Now bounce pass inside to Tapasa. Kick back out, just working it around the right side. Grandin. Pull up at the top is no good. Rebound, volleyballed around, and Natalie Baker will grab it. Quick outlet to Tapia. Cowgirls have numbers. Tapia drives into the lane. Tapia goes to the ground, and Clara going to be fouled as she is working her way into the lane. The foul goes on Grandin. Rusk will inbound just to the right of the Cowgirl basket along the end line. Lobs it out to Tapia. 8:16 to play in the third quarter. 37-23 Wyoming lead. Roberts, left side, at the top to Tapia. Cowgirls popping out high right is Rusk. Rusk gives up high left to Baker. 15 on the shot clock. Now to Rusk. Rusk drives right end line, picks the dribble up to Cotton. Cotton driving in. Her shot is blocked, and the loose ball taken away by Kenyon. Kenyon got the block. Kenyon drives in. Kenyon finds the trailer. Grandin now to Golish for 3. That's no good. Fight for the rebound, and Cotton is going to get knocked to the floor. Blair came flying in there and got a hand on it. The foul is going to go on Brooke Blair. That'll be her second, third team foul.
Yeah, good aggressive rebound that time by Bailey Cotton. Cowgirls are doing okay, just need to hit a shot or two.
Bailey with 9 rebounds. Looking at starting a double-double in the face here. Tapia working against Golish, drives elbow left, kicks out to Roberts, left side beyond the arc. Roberts on the wing, drives left end line. Liv goes up, shot short. Her ball falls to the floor. Golish up with it. Golish now up the far side with the right hand. Idaho State attacking to the left. Golish still with it on the dribble. Tapia stands in front of her, works off the screen. Tried the pick and roll, tipped out of there by Cotton, but gathered back in by Tapasa. Now out to 3 for Kenyon. That's no good. Rebound. Roberts fighting for it, and Blair and Roberts both go to the ground. Blair lands right on top of Liv, and I'm pretty sure they're going to call the foul here on Liv, even though she got the worst of everything. It is going to go on Liv.
Yeah. Coach and the fans are not thrilled with that one.
A couple substitutions into the game. Heinrichs into the game. Also, Orrs into the game. Joe Legursky asking for an explanation here from Darren Kresnick, and Liv will come out of the game, and she's bleeding.
Yeah, she's got a scratch right under her eye.
No blood, no foul. Apparently there is blood and still no foul as she's being attended to by Megan Jensen. That gets Skylar Snodgrass off the bench, and Skylar will come in. 37-23. Things very physical here to start the third, and I think that's the way Idaho State wants it. Cowgirls need to stand up to that. Offensive foul on the inbound, and it's going to go against, I didn't see who they signaled it into.
Yeah, me either. There it is.
It's going to go against Heinrichs.
Okay.
So that is the 4th team foul, already with 7 minutes still to play here in the third. Here, Gerald Mattinson, be aggressive. They already have 4 team fouls, so try to get that 5th. Rusk swings left side to Tapia. Clara at the top to Snodgrass. Now to give right back to Rusk. Swing right side to Baker. 12 on the shot clock. Tapia, high right with 10. Tapia, crossover drive into the lane. Tapia, her bank shot won't go. There with the rebound is Tapasa. Tapasa, outlet to Orrs. Orrs running into the front court. Orrs drives in, draws the contact. Shot short, rebound tipped up by Snodgrass. Gathered in by Rusk. Taylor, right side, picks up the dribble, gives to Snodgrass, who swings high left to Tapia. Now swing left side on the wing. Baker popping out at the top is Cotton. Cotton gives to Tapia, popping out high right. Now swing to Snodgrass right side, and there's going to be an offensive foul. This is going to go against Bailey Cotton. That'll be Bailey's first. Cowgirls haven't scored any points in the last 2:44. Idaho State, no points in the last 3:13. So kind of a push.
Yeah.
Here for both teams. 37-23, Wyoming with the 14-point lead. 6:06 to play in the third. Heinrichs, Madison Heinrichs will bring it into the front court with the right hand. Picked up by Tapia. Bounce pass, free throw line Kenyon. Kenyon fakes right, dribbles left. Ball off of her heel. Picked up by Snodgrass. Pile up in the backcourt. Snodgrass to Rusk. Rusk pump fakes the 3. Drives end line. Stop. Give to Cotton. Cotton. Nowhere to go with it. Kicks it back outside to Tapia, and the Cowgirls will reset. Gomez dribbles back midcourt area. Falling, gathers herself, gives it off to Tapia. 10 on the shot clock. Tapia now to Cotton. Cotton, pull-up jumper from the right side is good. Bailey.
Coach Joe said shoot it. And she did.
Seton Soboleski wanted the travel call on Marta, who stumbled and was going down and passed the ball as she was going to the floor. I think he has an argument. Yeah. Heinrichs into the left corner to Orrs. Orrs dribble drive is going to be shoved through the lane by Skylar Snodgrass. That'll be the 3rd on Skylar. Matter of whether it was shooting or on the floor, it was a shooting foul. So that'll send Orrs to the free throw line, a 76% free throw shooter. Orrs has not taken a free throw this afternoon. First shot is good.
Join us for the next Joe Legursky radio show on the Cowboy Sports Network or live at the Library Sports Grill and Brewery in Laramie on Monday, December the 4th at 6 p.m. That's tomorrow evening.
So Orrs will step to the line and shoot her second. And that is good. So Orrs now with 5. Slajana Rakovic will check in. Skylar Snodgrass will have a seat. 39-25. The Bengals 12 of 13 at the free throw line. Kenyon coming out of the game, and Delaney Moore will check in. Both teams going to their bench. 5:10 to play in the third. 14-point Wyoming lead. Tapia picks up the dribble, right side to Rakovic. Here comes the double team. Rakovic will dribble back midcourt area, bounce pass to Cotton. Cotton skips it to Rusk. Rusk Now back out to Gomez, to Tapia in the right corner. Tapia between the leg dribble. Tapia in the lane. Tapia bounce pass to Cotton. Cotton, little pull-up jumper, rolls around and goes.
Nice job. Way to be aggressive out there, Clara.
Just got notification that the Cowboys will be playing in Boise at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl against Central Michigan. So that is on the 22nd of December on the Smurf turf.
Smurf turf.
41-25, Cowboys with the lead. Golish tried the backhand pass driving down the lane, and she'll turn it over. Cowgirls up with it, lose it in the backcourt, but gather it back in. Clara works it to Rakovic, right side. Here comes the double team again. Rakovic at the top to Cotton. Cotton swings to Rusk for three. That rims in and out, and the rebound falls into the hands of Vicente. Vicente gives back to Golish. And Golish will slowly jog into the front court. 16-point Wyoming lead, 3:50 to play in the third quarter. Vicente, right side on the angle. Skip pass to Blair. Blair will take the three from the right side. Front rim, rebound punched out to Golish. And Idaho State will reset. Now Orrs for three off the front. And Bailey Cotton the rebound, trapped in the backcourt. She'll split the double team, give it up to Tapia. Tapia now to Gomez. Gomez tried to get it to Cotton down the left side of the lane. And ball is tipped out of bounds by Blair. It'll be Cowgirl basketball when we come back. 33-27. 4:40 to play in the third quarter. 41-25. Cowgirls with the lead. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Be there when an incredible college basketball season becomes absolute madness. Don't miss the 2018 Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, March 5th through the 10th in Las Vegas. The only way to experience the madness is to be there. Get tickets now at your favorite team's athletic ticket office or visit the MW.com/2018. The Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Experience the madness.
Points towards game tickets with Coors Light XP. Download it from the App Store today. Remember, 21 means 21.
Cowgirls inbounding along the end line just to the left of their basket. 41-25 lead with 3:25 to play in the third quarter. Taylor Rusk, high right, gives up to Tapia. Tapia back to Rusk in the right corner. Pump fakes a three. Steps inside the arc. Her jumper goes up high off the back of the iron. Golish the backside rebound. Golish quickly into the front court with the right hand. Picks up the dribble, works off the screen. Backhand pass down to Tapasa, who puts it up and in.
Yeah, that's a good bounce pass inside right there. Cowgirls couldn't get a hand on it.
That's how quickly Idaho State can get it down the floor and score. And I tell you what, it's now a 14-point lead, 41-27. Tapia picked up by Golish, and there will be a foul. This is going to be away from the basketball, and picking up the personal foul is Grandin. It was away from the ball, so Marta Gomez will be at the line. Cowgirls 10 of 18 at the line. Idaho State 12 of 13. Gomez can't get it to go. Free throw line is becoming an issue. 10 of 19 now. Liv Roberts will check into the game. Taylor Rusk will have a seat. Gomez steps to the line for her second. And that is good. So Marta now with 13. Long pass into the front court to Grandin. Grandin, she'll step back, take the three, hard off the back of the iron, rebound to Pasa. Idaho State will reset. It's the 7th offensive rebound for Idaho State. Kenyon works off the screen, the pick and roll, cut off. Back at the top to Grandin. Grandin goes right at Rakovic, and Slajana, I believe, is going to get called for the foul. She will. That'll be the 5th team foul, so Idaho State will be at the free throw line.
Yeah, that time Slajana should have stayed down just a little more and pushed her to the outside rather than let her turn the corner.
Grandin's first shot on the way is no good. 62% free throw shooter. Until then, 2 for 2. So she'll get the second. And that is also no good. Rebound, falls to the floor. Rakovic comes out of there with it. She'll push into the front court up the far side. Slajana gives it off to Tapia. Here comes the trap. Now to Gomez. Bounce pass to Roberts. Roberts back out to Rakovic for 3. That banks in and then rims in and out. Rebound Idaho State. Golish sprinting into the front court. 2:04 to play. 42-27. Wyoming with the 15-point lead. Grandin at the top. Now to Kenyon. Kenyon bounce pass to Tapasa. Tapasa throws it up and over the rim, and Marta Gomez, the rebound, being slapped at in the backcourt, and the Cowgirls will come out of there with it. Out of Tapia. Clara into the front court. Works off to Rakovic, right side. Rakovic will dribble midcourt area, pick it up, give to Gomez. 15 on the shot clock. Tapia looks in, can't find anything inside. Popping out high right is Rakovic. Rakovic with 8 on the shot clock to Tapia. Clara with 5. Clara drives into the lane, gives to Cotton. Top of the key jumper is good right at the buzzer. New high for Bailey Cotton. 13 points. She has 10 rebounds, a double-double for that redshirt junior from Denver. Cowgirls lead 44-27, 1:07 to play. Bailey showing some range.
Yes, she is.
Blair, dribble drive, bumped by Roberts, will put it up and in. Liv didn't foul her. That's the first points for Blair. She averages 15 on the season.
Yeah, good. Well, this team averages 70-something. They're not even to 30 yet.
Roberts feeds into Cotton, ball tipped out, and loose ball run down by Kenyon. Kenyon into the front court. Kenyon lays it up and in.
Yeah, that was good try to get the ball inside, but you got to lob it a little bit higher.
So quick 4-point spurt here by Idaho State. Cut the Cowgirl lead to 13, 44-31. Roberts has the ball knocked away into the backcourt. Roberts will run it down. Cowgirls have 15 on the shot clock. Tapia works it against Golish. Now down with 10. Tapia with 8, gives to Gomez. Gomez snaps it into Cotton, and she's going to be shoved to the ground from behind. Picking up the personal foul should be Tapasa. It is. That is her 4th, and that'll send Cotton to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, she acted like she didn't do anything on that one to her coach, but I'm telling you, she shoved Bailey to the ground.
So Cotton will step to the line, 5 of 8 at the line. First one is good. Bailey now with 14. And substitutions in for Idaho State. Vicente and Orrs check into the game. And Cotton's second is also good. 15 now for Bailey. Bengals have 7 seconds. Golish quickly into the front court. Golish kicks into the right corner to left corner to Orrs for 3. Skims off long. Blair the rebound and can't get it to go at the buzzer as she fights for the board. And Wyoming will take a 15-point lead into the 4th quarter, leading Idaho State 46-31. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield.
Thanks, please welcome to the floor your Wyoming Spirit squad. Now get out your seats.
when an incredible college basketball season becomes absolute madness. Don't miss the 2018 Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, March 5th through the 10th in Las Vegas. The only way to experience the madness is to be there. Get tickets now at your favorite team's athletic ticket office or visit the MW.com/2018. The Mountain West Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Experience the madness.
The Cowgirls, they've pulled down 8 offensive rebounds. And Golish, dribble drive, left side of the lane, puts it up and in. Just went right around Bailey Cotton for the lay-in.
Made her make a tough shot, though, and didn't foul her. That was pretty good defense.
Lead is 13, 46-33, 9:36 to play. Clara dribbling off. Now at the free throw line, picks up the dribble, gives back out to Rakovic. Rakovic attacks. Rakovic goes in. Rakovic draws the foul, and Slajana will be at the line picking up the personal foul. I think it might be Blair. It is Blair. That'll be her third, and Slajana at the line.
Premier Bone and Joint Centers, Wyoming's orthopedic experts for over 4 decades and official team physicians for the University of Wyoming Athletics. We're worthy of Wyoming, still treating you wherever it hurts, wherever you are.
Rakovic gets the first one to go into the game as Tapasa taking a seat. Will be Vicente. Second one now for Slajana. Takes a deep breath, and that is good. So Rakovic now with 7. And 5 of those have come at the free throw line.
Yep.
Lead back to 15, 48-33. Idaho State is trying to pick up the tempo here with Golish, the way she's very talented.
Yes, very.
Grandin, left side way outside, works off the screen, pick and roll, and it's tipped out of bounds by Bailey Cotton. She identified the pick and roll. Tapasa setting the screen, rolling, Cotton getting back and knocking the ball away.
Good job by Bailey Cotton.
Orrs lobs it out to Blair at the top. Blair working against Rusk. Loses the handle on the ball, and it'll be Cowgirl basketball. Blair is talking to the official, thinking that she may have been hit, but she just kind of lost the handle on the dribble.
Yeah, the Cowgirls made her go between 2 of them, and she just lost control of the ball.
Rakovic, right side. Grandin stands at her face. High right to Rusk. Rusk looks right, comes back right to Gomez. Gomez up at top. Now to Rusk. Rusk kicks out to Rakovic. Slajana pull up at the free throw line is short. May have been partially blocked. Grandin the rebound. Grandin into the front court. Goes right at Tapia. Leans in. Shot short. Gets her own miss. Put back up and over the rim, but she'll be fouled this time, and that'll send Grandin to the line. Picking up the personal foul. Slajana Rakovic. That'll be her third.
Yeah, it looked to me like she just got her, hit her on the elbow that time.
Grandin. Shot on the way is good. Idaho State very good at the free throw line. 13 of 16 from the line. Grandin will get one more. Grace Kenyon checking back into the game.
Matchups.
Second one is no good. Rebound, and I think there's going to be a whistle underneath. This is going to go against Orrs for the push from behind. And Idaho State, a very physical basketball team.
Reached out and grabbed Marta's hand.
Into the front court. Tapia gives off to Cotton, right side. Double team. Cotton passes top of the key to Tapia. Tapia at the free throw line. Backs it back out to Gomez. Gomez bounce pass right side to Cotton. Cotton now at the top to Rusk. Pump fakes the 3. Dribbles around. Tapia left side. Gives to Cotton. Cotton now to Roberts in the right corner for 3. Skims off long. Pasa, the backside rebound. Now to Golish. 48-34. Wyoming with the lead, 8:05 to play. Golish, backhand pass to Kenyon, who gives it to Grandin. Now back high right to Kenyon. Kenyon dribble drive, shot short, rebound falls to the floor, kicked out, gathered in by Rusk. Good defense by the Cowgirls. Neither team is scoring.
Nope.
Rusk, dribble drive down the left side. Rusk drives up strong. She'll be fouled. That'll send Taylor to the free throw line as Taylor ends up on her wallet. Kenyon, the foul.
Yeah, that was just a great aggressive move going down the left side of the lane, and Idaho State, like I said before, make her to make a tough shot and not foul, but they didn't.
Rusk's first shot on the way is good. Taylor with 3. Vicente checks back into the game along with Blair. Rusk will get another. This sophomore from Highlands Ranch toes it, eyes it, fires it, front rimmed, and the Cowgirls 16 of 26 from the line. Golish drives in, going to be bumped and fouled by Clara Tapia. That'll be the third on Tapia. I have a feeling that this is kind of how this game is going to go here in the fourth at the free throw line.
Yeah, I think you're right. That time Clara was in front of her. Had she been able to stop, it could have been a charging foul.
Golish 2 for 3 at the line. First shot is no good. Idaho State 13 of 18. Second one on the way is good. Golish now with 7, just over her season average of 6.3. 49-35, a 14-point Cowgirl lead. Rusk, left side, at the top to Roberts. Roberts will dribble off left side to Rusk in the left corner, drives left end line. Rusk puts it up and over the rim. And the rebound, Golish. Golish sprints into the front court. Golish peels it back out right side, hands off to Kenyon. Kenyon now to Blair. Blair for 3. That's good from the left or right corner.
Okay, Cowgirls are going to have to dig in.
It's an 11-point lead with 7:10 to play. Cowgirls need to missed an easy lay-in. And Roberts, left side, right side, gives to Rusk at the top.
Sorry.
Rusk has to come up with it, and she'll double dribble it.
Yep.
She had to reach out and grab the pass. It hit her hand, went to the ground. She gathered it in and then started dribbling again. So Idaho State, you knew they're going to make a run. It's just a matter of when. 6:56 to play. It's an 11-point Wyoming lead. Cowgirls have led by as much as 18 in this one, 49-38. Golish to Grandin. Grandin takes it, brings it back out, works out to Blair. Blair drives into the lane, and there'll be a foul. And they're warning the foul's going to go against Bailey Cotton, and Benny Luna, I believe, just warned Seton Soboleski.
Yeah, he did.
On I didn't see what he said or what he did, but Benny Luna was very adamant about that's your warning. Kenyon, elbow right, picks up the dribble, shuffles it back to Golish, now to Blair. Blair goes right at Taylor Rusk, kicks to Kenyon along the end line, shot no good. Rusk had to go get the rebound, and she was being held by Blair, but the foul is actually going to go on Orrs. And what a great one-handed rebound by Taylor Rusk.
Yep, she grabbed it with one hand.
Cowgirls need some points right here.
Yes.
49-38, 6:23 to play. Roberts, right side on the angle, looks in, top of the key to Tapia, now to Cotton. Cotton looking into Roberts, posting up, back between the rings to Tapia, swing right side to Rusk. Rusk with Blair's hand in her face, gives to Tapia. Tapia looking into Cotton. They're going to give a foul on Bailey Cotton, and that'll be the third on Bailey. She's looking for some separation down low and gets called with the foul, so Cowgirls will give it right back. 11-point Wyoming lead. Wyoming has not scored any points in the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Idaho State defense is clamping down on the Cowgirls. Orrs works off the screen, pick and roll cut off. Orrs lowers her shoulder, pass tipped up by Gomez, gathered in by Russ. Cowgirls the big turnover. Long pass down the floor, tried to get it to Roberts, stolen away by Idaho State. Grandin gives to the trailer. Now to Kenyon. Kenyon drives right side. Kenyon lays it up and in.
Yeah, Cowgirls didn't even charge that time.
So the lead cut to 9, 49-40. Timeout taken by Idaho State. Wyoming hasn't scored in the last 2 minutes, 42 seconds. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield. .534 left, 49-40. Cowgirls led by as much as 18. Idaho State has cut that in half. The Bengals on a 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds to get this where they want it. Idaho State will put a little bit of pressure on in the backcourt. They'll inbound to Taylor Rusk, and Rusk will work it up. Blair backpedaling. Blair reaches in. Now give to Tapia. Tapia looking into Cotton. Cotton posting up and give it back outside to Rusk. Rusk looks into Roberts posting up. Now bounce pass back outside to Clara. High right, swing it around right side to Gomez. Gomez works off the screen. Gomez back out to Rusk. Rusk feeds inside to Cotton. Cotton will dribble out with 5. And the Cowgirls will turn it over. Grandin comes up with the steal. Grandin into the front court. Grandin picks it up. Now to Golish, works to Orrs. Orrs left side. At the top to Kenyon. Kenyon goes right at Gomez. Picks up the dribble. Elbow left. Golish at the top. 15 on the shot clock. Golish dribble drive right at Tapia. Can't get the shot to go. Bailey Cotton the rebound. That is the 11th rebound for Cotton. That was a big stop for the Cowgirls.
Big stop right there. Good defense by Clara Tapia.
Rusk right side with it over her head. Drops the ball, gathers it back in, looks into Roberts. Roberts in the lane, double team, tried to dish down low to Cotton, and Golish steps in front of it, and the Cowgirls turn it over again. Golish into the front court, tried to get it to Blair, tipped up, then Blair gathers it in the left corner. Blair backing it back out, now Blair fade away along the left end line, skims off long, Marta Gomez the rebound. Gomez gives off to Tapia. Clara takes a deep breath. Clara is gassed. Taylor Rusk, right side, outside. Cowgirls turning it over in the last few possessions down the floor. Rusk inside. Rusk, left hand, lay it up and in.
Good pass by Clara Tapia. Great job.
Big basket for the Cowgirls to build that lead back out to 11. 51-40 with 3:45 to play. Orrs to Grandin, high left. Grandin looking in to Kenyon. Kenyon, high right. She'll go right at Bailey Cotton. Bailey goes to the ground, and that'll be the 4th on Bailey, and that'll send Kenyon to the free throw line. Cowgirl bench wanting the offensive foul, and a timeout on the floor. 3:40 to play, 51-40. Cowgirls with the lead. You're listening to Wyoming basketball from Learfield. McDonald. 3:40 to play. It's an 11-point Wyoming lead. Cowgirls leading, and at the free throw line, Grace Kenyon. Idaho State 14 of 19 at the free throw line. Kenyon can't get the first one to go. She's a 54% free throw shooter. She's now 4 of 5 at the line. Second one is good. 17 now for that junior from Bainbridge Island, Washington. And Idaho State puts the pressure on in the backcourt. Tapia throws it off the leg of Kenyon. Cowgirls will have to work the press break.
Get it way back here.
Marta Gomez will inbound. Gomez gets it to Tapia. Tapia will dribble through, split through a double team, and they'll call a foul in the backcourt. And Idaho State wanted the foul initially on Tapia for trying to spin out of it. The foul will go on Golish, and that'll send Tapia to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's the 5th foul, so next fouls, all the rest of them are going to be 2 shots.
Cowgirls 16 of 26 at the free throw line in a 10-point game. Tapia takes a deep breath. Shot on the way is good. Clara now with 5 points. Heinrichs checks out of the game. Morse checks back in for Idaho State. Tapia's second is also good. 6 now for Clara. The lead is 12 for Wyoming. 3:30 to play. Golish picks up the dribble, goes to Kenyon. Kenyon fakes left, goes right. Blair dribble drive. Blair scoop shot up is good with the left hand.
Yeah, she's a pretty good player, really quick.
She now has 7. Here comes the pressure again. Bounce pass to Rusk. Rusk will dribble and give it to Gomez. Gomez being trapped. Midcourt area to Cotton. Cotton try to feed down to Baker. Cowgirls do get it across. Back outside. Wyoming will set up their offense. Baker in the right corner. Baker feeds underneath to Gomez. Gomez shot is blocked. There'll be a tie-up underneath. Possession arrow will go to Wyoming, I believe. So the Cowgirls will have 10 seconds on the shot clock. And
he almost blew a technical
Seton
foul.
Soboleski almost got warned, and Joe Legursky telling the official that he warned him once already. On the inbound, Rusk lobs it out to Tapia. Cowgirls with 10. Tapia at the free throw line to Rusk. Rusk drives in, gives to Tapia for 3. No good. Bailey Cotton the offensive rebound. Cowgirls will bring it back out and reset. What a rebound by Bailey Cotton. And now the foul on Blair will send Taylor Rusk to the line. That is the 4th on Blair.
I'm wondering if they're trying to foul intentionally or.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
That's the 4th on Blair. The official thought it might have been the 5th, but it wasn't. So Taylor Rusk will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Rusk's first shot is no good, leaves it short. Get
Taylor.
one more. Cowgirls 18 of 29 at the line. We'll shoot one more. And that is good. So Rusk now with 6. Idaho State pushing it into the front court, trailing by 11. Bounce pass inside Kenyon at the top to Grandin for 3, and that's good.
Wow.
Quick timeout called by Seton Soboleski. And the lead has been trimmed. 54-46. It's now an 8-point Wyoming lead. 2:34 to play. We'll just keep it right here. Idaho State, you knew they were going to make a run. You knew they were going to come at you. You've got 2.5 minutes to play, Margie, up by 8. And you look at it, and the Cowgirls are 19 of 30 at the free throw line. They make 6 more free throws. I'm not even saying going 30 for 30. I'm saying 4 more free throws, and this game really isn't in doubt in the final 2:34. But with an 8-point lead, and the way Idaho State gets up and down the floor and shoots the 3, there's still a lot of time left. Cowgirls need to start converting on their offensive end.
Yeah, and do you think if you're the coach at Idaho State, you keep fouling Wyoming because they can't make a free throw?
Well, you exchange 2 for 1 for 3 on that time.
That's true.
Idaho State will put on the pressure in the backcourt and get it into Taylor Rusk. Here comes the trap. Back to Gomez. Gomez will dribble out of a little bit of trouble. Pick it up. Midcourt area to Bailey Cotton. Cotton to Baker. Cowgirls will work against this Idaho State pressure. Taylor Rusk picks up the dribble, gives it to Gomez, who was held. Gomez puts up the jumper. That's good. Marta was fouled twice on that play. Quickly back the other way. Grandin banks it up and in that fast. And Gomez looks to inbound, gets it into Rusk. Rusk back to Gomez. Gomez bumped in the backcourt. They're going to call an offensive foul on Marta Gomez. Are you serious? Wow. That's the third on Marta. And that'll put Idaho State at the free throw line with 2:01 to play. Unbelievable. And a timeout. Well, that's the 15th foul.
No, it's an offensive foul, though.
So Idaho State will inbound. Looking, still looking. Now to Tapasa. Tapasa to Blair. Blair thought about the three. Grandin in the left corner. Grandin, crossover, gives back to Blair in the left corner. She'll drive left end line, pass through the lane to Golish for three, and that's no good. Rebound fought for Natalie Baker. Nope, this is going to go against Idaho State. Picking up the personal foul is Tapasa. That'll be her fifth. And the Cowgirls will shoot free throws with 1:48 to play. They lead by 8, 56-48. Bailey Cotton will be at the free throw line. Cotton is 7 of 10 from the line. So Joe Legursky calling his team over as they substitute in for the fouled out Bengal player. Checking into the game be Stefania Ors. Cotton shooting 2. First one is good. I guess it's not when you miss them, it's when you make them.
Yes,
and
that's exactly
Bailey
right.
making a big one there. Second one is also good. That's 17. Joe Legursky calls a quick timeout. 1:48 to play. Cowgirls built the lead back to 10. 58-48. They've led by as much as 10 or 18 in this one. And boy, Idaho State just keeps charging. Just absolutely keeps charging at you. And they have fought their way back into this game.
Well, that's what you expect from a team like Idaho State. It's got a good record. They go on the road, they win. They may not get off to a very good start, but all of a sudden, they start coming back at you. So, as you've been saying the whole game, they're going to come back, and they did.
Bailey Cotton with a new career high in rebounds with 12. She has a double-double, 17 points and 12 rebounds. Her career high in points is 19. So she's right around that. Idaho State inbounds. Golish will let the ball roll, and Tapia comes out, makes her pick it up. Dishes to Grandin. Grandin at the free throw line. Now drives right at Gomez, leaves it short. Marta the rebound. Marta rips it away. A quick whistle on the tie-up, and it'll be Idaho State basketball.
Wow.
Stay on her, Tay.
So Idaho State will inbound along the end line near the left corner. Looking, give it into Blair. Blair in the left corner now, drives, picks up the dribble. Nowhere to go, brings it back outside to Golish. Golish at the top to Kenyon. Kenyon dribble drive in the lane. Kenyon lays it up and in. That's 19 for that redshirt junior. Here comes the pressure in the backcourt. Gomez looking. Gomez gets it into Tapia. Tapia double teamed, and Joe Legursky calls a quick timeout.
Good idea.
So Wyoming struggling getting the ball inbound against this Idaho State pressure. They inbound in the corner, immediately comes the double team, and then they get trapped along the sideline, and hopefully Joe Legursky drawing something up here that might be a little bit different. An 8-point lead with 1:17 to play.
Coach Joe's probably trying to make sure the Cowgirls understand that going to the far corner like that to receive the pass is probably not a good idea. Try to get it somewhere along the sideline and then pass it to the midcourt quickly.
So they'll break their huddle.
And they should have the inbound pass up here, right? No, guess not.
So Wyoming will inbound along the sideline in the backcourt. Marta Gomez will inbound it. Kenyon guards the pass into Tapia. Here comes the quick trap. Now back to Gomez. Gomez to Cotton. Into Baker. Baker picks up the dribble. Back to Cotton, and Cowgirls will set it up. Here comes the trap, and Gomez finds Rusk. Now back to Tapia. Cowgirls just working it around, not fouling yet. Idaho State. Natalie Baker back to Tapia with 9 on the shot clock. Tapia, here comes the trap. Clara picks up the dribble, gives to Cotton. Cotton dribble drive, feet underneath, and an offensive foul as Cotton has fouled out of the game as she collides with Golish underneath the basket.
Yeah, I can't argue with that call.
So a timeout taken by Seton Soboleski. Liv Roberts will come into the game. Bailey Cotton has fouled out. She gets a standing ovation from the 2,000 or so that are here. And both coaches are...
It's not a timeout, I don't think.
Both coaches are on the officials on either side.
Oh,
now
there.
a timeout taken by Idaho State, and they will inbound in the front court when they advance the ball up. So we do have a timeout. Officials have they've rankled both sides. Let's just point it that way. Seton Soboleski to the point that he was warned by the officials. It's an 8-point Wyoming lead with 50.7 seconds left. Idaho State will inbound in the front court. They choose to advance it. And I don't believe they have any timeouts left. The Cowgirls have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah. Well, what they're going to do is try to get the ball to one of their three-point shooters. They got a couple of 3. But so far, the Cowgirls are doing a really good job keeping the ball out of their hands in the last couple of minutes. Anyway.
Idaho State 3 of 12 from beyond the arc. The Cowgirls are 5 of 15. The Cowgirls have not hit a 3 in the second half. All 5 of those came in the first half, 4 off the hands of Marta Gomez. Wyoming will send out Taylor Rusk, Marta Gomez, Liv Roberts, Natalie Baker, and Clara Tapia. Sailor Grandin will inbound in the front court along the far side. Marta Gomez will back off guarding the inbound pass. They'll skip it to the other side. Kenyon goes up to get it. Roberts collides with her, and Liv going to get called with the foul, and that'll send Idaho State through the free throw line, so they don't even need to work any clock to get to the free throw line here. Grace Kenyon at the line. She's 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Idaho State 15 of 21. They look to see what the game clock is. The game clock is down to 49.5. It is good. Kenyon at the line. Shot on the way is good. She has 20. Kenyon having a day here in Laramie. Second shot on the way, and that is no good. Liv Roberts yanks the rebound. Roberts gives it to Gomez. Gomez into the front court, picks up the dribble, finds Roberts to Baker. Baker could have gone, just laid it up and in, but she reversed it back out. Now Roberts back to Gomez. Cowgirls working some time. Gomez tries to step through a double team, is going to be fouled, and that'll send Marta to the free throw line. Picking up the personal foul is Grandin. Natalie Baker was just wide open underneath, and instead of going for the lay-in, she chose to use some clock, and Cowgirls did burn some clock. Marta Gomez at the line shooting 2. First shot on the way is no good. Cowgirls 21 of 33 from the line. Second one is good. So Gomez with 16. It's an 8-point lead. Golish into the front court. Golish drives down, brings it back out. Now she'll go right at Tapia. Lean in, can't get it to drop. Rebound knocked to the ground. Loose ball scramble, tie up. It'll be Cowgirl basketball with 20.8 seconds to play.
All right, good job that time. Going after the rebound.
Natalie Baker slashing in there and getting it. Checking into the game will be Madison Heinrichs. Coming out is Orrs, and Joe Legursky will call a timeout.
He wants to inbound it down here.
He will inbound and advance the ball into the front court. So Cowgirls, if up by 8, it's at least a 3-possession game.
Yeah. 20 seconds.
Joe Legursky drawing it up. Bailey Cotton fouling out with a career high in rebounds and 2 shy of her career high with points with 17. But Grace Kenyon had a huge game. She's still having a huge game with 20 points. And that junior can fill it up.
Yeah, she's quick. she's smart. She sees the floor, and I mean, she shoots the lights out.
Her
Great
career
player.
high is 26.
Wow.
She still has a ways to go. Liv Roberts will inbound in the forecourt right in front of the Cowgirl bench. Roberts gets the ball, looking, and nowhere to go. Lobs it out to Marta Gomez. Gomez double team. She'll just turn and throw to nobody. Kenyon up with it. Long pass. Tried to get it to Heinrichs, and Heinrichs can't handle the pass. It rolls out of bounds, and a big turnover there. Cowgirls turned it over, and Idaho State had a great opportunity, and they can't come up with the long pass. 13 seconds left. Marta Gomez will inbound.
I want him to throw the pass half court to Liv. Oh no, here comes the defender.
This is where Joe still has one timeout left. He could call a timeout and advance the ball to midcourt with 13 seconds left. And inbound. So Heinrichs is wanting to check back into the game, and she does. Gomez will inbound along the end line in the backcourt. Marta looking. Still looking, gets it to Natalie Baker. Natalie will push it into the front court. Natalie picks up the ball, and she's going to be fouled and goes to the ground. That'll put Baker at the free throw line.
Good job, Cowgirls.
The foul will go on Golish, her fourth. Baker at the line, looking for her first points of the game. Down to 8.4 seconds left and an 8-point Wyoming lead. Baker's first is good. So Natalie gives the Cowgirls a 9-point lead. Kenyon back into the game. Heinrichs will take a seat. And Natalie looks to make it double digits here. Second one is also good.
All right.
8 seconds left, an 11-point lead. Kenyon, crossover dribble drive. Kenyon, Roberts will just let her lay it up and in. She has 22 now. 3 seconds left. Bounce pass in the backcourt. Cowgirls don't even need to advance it. Taylor Rusk will dribble it out. The Cowgirls, your Cowgirls, snap a 3-game losing streak with an impressive 61-53 win over Idaho State. The Cowgirls improved to 5-3 on the season. We'll be right back with the Cowgirl Basketball postgame show presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. Following these messages is Wyoming basketball from Learfield.